So Rainbow Six Siege is coming out with their new season. Year 9 of Siege is here, and boy, is this like one of the more mixed seasons, seeing that it's not all bad. They have put in some new mechanics and reworked some, old mechanics in the game to make them even better. Like the new grapple system. That is amazing. But they also don't put in maps, like new maps. They just continuously rework old maps, which, don't get me wrong, that's a pretty cool thing whenever I actually like the maps. But for the most part, a lot of the old maps they rework are still bad. Like Hereford Base, that isn't even in the game anymore, and they try to rework that like what, once or twice? No one wants to play Hereford Base. It's one of the worst map setups in game. And yet, Siege continues to rework maps, even casual maps like House. I don't understand why they reworked that. And they refuse to actually provide us with new, fresh, and engaging content because last season, whenever we got Deimos, I'm gonna be honest here, he's basically the poor man's Jackal, alright? If Jackal gets banned, play Deimos. That's the only reason why you would play him, because Jackal has everything Deimos has, but literally better. For some reason, year 9 of Rainbow Six Siege is like one of the worst years because they keep taking away things, and then the things that they add in, it's kind of just worse. Like, don't get me wrong, they've added in some good mechanics, like the shield rework is pretty good and the grapple rework is pretty good, but like, they're reworking the recruits in Rainbow Six Siege, and they're actually turning them into real operators instead of, free operators that you get whenever you buy the game. Now, don't get me wrong, the recruit rework is obviously free because it's a rework of an already established character in the game, but instead they just, split it into a male and female role with their own, like, 2 weapons instead of all the weapons in the game, because recruit used to be able to use any weapons and any gadgets that they wanted, which was actually a pretty cool system, and it was a really good thing because sometimes you just don't need an operator ability. You just need to get into the building, or you just really wanted to spam some nades at some poor Jaeger's ADS. Now, am I saying that the rework is all bad? Not really, because there were some combos on old recruit you weren't allowed to take, but that was more or less just the game being, little, gonna say it, bitches, alright? They're being little bitches. If you think somebody without an ability is gonna take over the game because they can take 2 secondary gadgets, I'm sorry, but I think you need to rethink how this game works, because the abilities are 90% of the game. Now, don't get me wrong, the gunplay obviously is the whole reason why you would play Siege, and, it is the other 10% of the game, but for the most part, people play this game to use the abilities, because if you don't play it for that, then you're basically just playing Call of Duty. Like, you know what, I can't be, comparing Siege to Call of Duty. It's not that bad now. Don't get me wrong, they're trying their best to get there, but they're not that bad just yet, but they're getting there. But it is getting that bad because during the year 9 season reveal, where they basically revealed nothing, this is essentially just like a secret update that they could have pushed through and no one would have even cared or noticed. They decided to ask the fans of this non-free-to-play game, because you had to pay at least $40 to get in the door. It's $40, boys. But they still decided to ask us during Rainbow Six Siege's New Blood reveal, you guys want a subscription? And whenever this was revealed, this was not, received the way they thought people would receive a subscription for $10 a month, essentially pre-ordering battle passes into the future, which you're not actually pre-ordering battle passes. Like, you'll get a battle pass for free if you're still subscribed. Whenever the newest battle pass comes out, this is essentially for people who are too lazy to unsubscribe from any of their subscriptions. This is essentially them trying to get battle pass level of money for basically a content update. It's not even that, a balance update, where they essentially ruin the recruit and they make it into like a pretty boring quote-unquote operator. It's still recruit, they're still recruit, they're just not as fun as what old recruit was. And obviously, with them revealing this new season of Siege, and it being lackluster, obviously, whenever the crowd that paid good money to go see the reveal and, the invitational for Siege, and they saw that, they're now asking for a subscription, You know, they were very excited. Just listen to the crowd.
So how does it work? Each month, as a member, you will have access to the Premium Battle Pass along with its privileges. It comes in the form of a 10% shop discount and a 30% festival. You will also get 10 Battle Pass tickets in order to kickstart your Battle Pass season, one Battle Pack, one fully equipped bundle, and one legendary item, which is part of the legendary bundle that will be tied to the season. The Premium Battle Pass, the 10 tokens, and the Bravo Pack will be given as soon as available and will be given each month at your redeeming date. When the full epic bundle for the legendary item will be given on the 28th of April. For the players who stayed members throughout the season and got the 3 legendary items, and for the legendary bundle, you will also get the next operating card unlocked as a bonus. For players who will join in the first week of Season 2, you will get an exclusive epic bundle only offered during that period, as well as 600 membership credits. We want to make membership involved in order to make members feel like true VIPs at Siege. So as always, we'll be listening to your feedbacks to see how we can make that
Yep. That sounded like a extremely happy crowd that, you know, paid good money to see your game live, realizing that you're asking for more money and not giving us enough at all, because we used to get 8 operators in 1 year of Siege. We used to get 8. And then they took away 1 operator per season because, you know, it's hard to balance the game. And then on top of that, you know, the map reworks for like casual maps that no one's playing at all, like House. You know, we gotta do that. And then on top of that, we want to put in new mechanics that take at least a full year to make. Not like, you know, you could just put a department on it, because the game makes more than enough money off of this cosmetics and off of the sale of new games that they have to sell to all the hackers that get banned. And then, you know, obviously they got to pay more money to come back. No, they can't give us the 8 operators a year anymore. I'm gonna be honest, after Operation Health, Siege has been declining in like actual quality. The game itself is still maybe growing a little bit. I wouldn't say it's like massively growing, but it's still growing. But it's declining in quality. We get less operators, we're getting less updates, and now we're getting trash updates that just make everything worse. And then, on top of that, they have the balls, after taking away an operator, a new map at least once a year. Like, can we at least get 1 new map a year? After they took all that away, they decide to ask us to pay a subscription, the equivalent of a battle pass chock full of new stuff like, hey, here's a new skin, here's a new operator. They take all that and say, here are a handful of skins, $10 please, the same price as a regular battle pass. And we're just supposed to pay for it. I'm like, don't get me wrong, there are obviously idiots out there that will support this because they don't know any better. They're a little special, alright? Mommy and daddy's credit card is limitless, so why don't they spend an extra $10 a month? You know, that's just them though. But boys, timid comments down below. How do you guys feel about the subscription service that Ubisoft and Rainbow Six Siege are going to be pushing on us in the new Operation New Blood? I'm still a Siege player, but oh my god, I'm starting to hate the game a little bit more. Every time they update this game, it gets just that more worse.